2113 Design actually started as a web design, strictly a web design company. And I discovered that what most clients, what most websites were missing was branding. Branding is the process of creating a box that the client, that the customer, that my customer is in, that no one else is in. And a lot of that has to do with making an emotional appeal. You do that with words, you do that with images, and sort of just grew from there. People started asking me to write about it and talk about it. I studied it a lot and found that I had some sort of ability to create things for people, and so the agency took off from there. So one thing that we talk about is how to tell a story in a 25th of a second. 25th of a second is, if you see my eyes just blink now, that's how long it takes to blink an eye. And I read a long time ago, I read a book called Blink by a man named Malcolm Gladwell, a fascinating book. And it talks about how we make decisions that we're not even really aware of in the first 25th of a second of seeing something. That thing might be a car, or a potential life partner, or a pair of shoes, or furniture, or whatever it may be, and it applies to a website, of course. So if you can tell that story of the brand, tell the story of the of the owner of the website in that first 1/25th of a second, you've captured that person's attention. They will actually make a decision about you and whether or not they want to buy from you or use your services in that first 25th of a second that they're not even aware of. Studies have shown, Stanford University Web Credibility Research has shown that people do make decisions about a company based on their website and based on design specifically. So the idea is, if you can capture the emotional appeal, first of all, the emotion of what the customer is feeling, what they need, and when they need you. If you can get that and then appeal to that with pictures and with words or video and visual and words, messages, then you've won the battle, which is to get the person to scroll down the page and get the person interested and get them more interested, and then get them to contact you or buy from you or whatever it may be. It's an interesting subject. Well, e-commerce is its own sort of special niche, because a customer expects an experience. One of the things that I tell people is your brand isn't really what you look like or what you sound like. It is those things, but if you want to get down to it, a brand is the customer's experience interacting with you. Okay, it's like a person. A brand is like a person. You create a personality, and there are people that you meet that you like, and people that you meet that you don't like, people that you meet that you relate to. But essentially, a friendship, if you will, occurs when that person proves himself in interacting with you to be consistently enjoyable. Okay, so when somebody goes to a website, they expect to be able to scroll down and see something. They expect the pictures to show up. They expect it to be easy to read. They expect when they click on a link that it'll go somewhere. When you get into e-commerce, it's far more complicated. It's far more complex in terms of the interactions and somebody wanting to get information on this product. Well, look, there's a lot of, especially in e-commerce, there's a lot of out-of-the-box solutions there, which really can supply the needs of a lot of people. But again, branding is about setting yourself apart. Marketing is about setting yourself apart. It's about being memorable, okay? And in e-commerce, many clients that come to us, they want not just a brand, they want to not just look different and set themselves apart that way, but they want the functionality to be a little bit different from anybody else, okay? So once you get into these out-of-the-box solutions, you do not you do not have any way that isn't extremely painful and extremely expensive to alter these solutions so that you can give the client what it is they want. So essentially what you're talking about here with e-commerce is people want their experience of their website to be a little different from anybody else's website out there, and that presents problems in terms of solving those, supplying those issues, supplying those solutions. So basically, a development company, their job is to solve problems, and I have used lots of different developers, lots of different programmers in my career and in the history of this company. And what Virtina has done is been able to solve every single problem that I've ever had with a company.